Hi friends, how are you? It's been almost a month or more, probably more, since I've been on with you. My name is Lisa. I'm Little Annie Z, and this is my mom and my Flosstube channel. She's Mama Z, and the Flosstube channel is Little Annie Z and Mama Z. And I just got back from vacation and I have a lot to share with you. I always like to give a hobby farm update when I have one, and there's some pretty fun things going on. Our aeroponic lettuce and herbs are taking off. We've had kind of a cold snap, and it's really helped them grow in the water and air, just sprinkling on the roots, and they're just taking off. Last night we had a bee swarm in the tree out here, and I can still see it. It was funny because the wind was swaying and those bees were hanging on for dear life. But the hives even have honey right now, and they're just not capped. You can't remove honey from the hive unless it's capped over, because it could be it can make you sick if it's not taken out at the right time. And we're also concentrating on growing some what we call sauce tomatoes. We want to make a lot of spaghetti sauce this year, canning that up. So that'll be fun. I have a new segment to introduce to you and a special announcement at the end of the video. So if you are interested in that, hang around. And I've got some WIPs. I'm looking at my notes. I've got some FFOs. I have a lot of collection additions to my linen and chart libraries. So let's get into it. So first, I want to share with you a new skill that I'm developing. This might become one of my new segments if I consistently am learning new things, which I think most of us are. And I'm going to be going in and out of the camera. But I've been learning to propagate and plant cuttings, and I am having a lot of fun with this. So if you have any tips or tricks for me, please put them in the comments, because I just get so excited. You guys don't know, but I have a very black thumb, and houseplants intimidate me. So this is just, I get so giddy over plants that I'm keeping alive. So anyway, that's a new skill that I am developing. What else? I'm going to share with you some FFOs. So I'm considering this an FFO. Any little thing that I do that I've completed is an FFO. So there is a blog called Pretty Messy Life. And there's also a YouTube channel that goes with that that's called Gabrielle Palaccio, and she's on YouTube. And I learned how to make crinkly ribbon. So she used RIT dye, but I decided I wanted to try using this Instant Antique by Primitive Gatherings. I know a lot of you have seen this or probably even used it. But this was my crinkly ribbon before, so I just got it off of this spool. And it's a, I think the trick to it is satin, use satin. I've tried different things. I find that this Primitive Gatherings takes best to, now the RIT dye may work good on this, but for the Primitive Gatherings, for the satiny finish, it didn't take too well, but it's still, if you're looking for something subtle, so you can kind of see the brown in there. So this is the, see if I can put them side by side. You could tell a little bit of a difference. So I'll let you go to her YouTube and her blog. She shares her method. And I've also tried the same on different types of materials just to see what would come of it. So I took a pink gingham selvage and tried that, and this took really well using her method, and I don't want to spoil it, so go to her channel and check out her method. Here's another. So these would be cute on some primitive finishes. This was from a Moda jelly roll, and I just did that, used that method on this. I like how that came out. And then just on a piece of vintage lace. So it was fun. I like experimenting and seeing what can come of different methods that I learn. And then I made for a floss ring or a scissor fob, a cherry. I found these charms. I don't remember if they were at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but they're little bowls with the red tassel and the cherries. I thought were really cute. So anyway, that goes with something that I purchased to add to my needle minder collection that I'll show later on. And then my next finish I'm going to share with you is layer cake loop from, this is a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, and Lorraine from Shannabrook Cottage on Instagram and Flosstube, we were chatting back and forth. She's doing the same. You may have seen it already. But I used a layer cake that I'll share with you later. Let's see, which is the top. Yeah, this is the top. And it's, let me get closer so you can see, there's some bunnies, some really pretty florals. I'm not going to be able to show you the entire quilt. There's some bunnies right there. And the fun thing about this layer cake collection is it seems like it's directional, so you have to be careful of how you arrange them. But the bunnies in this block here can go upside down too. They just give a little bit of a different picture. But anyway, I just love this. And I just used a store-bought binding and just attached it already. And the back is just a plain lavender solid. So that was one of my FFOs. My next one on Instagram, I put a poll up in my stories, and a lot of you, I think I got over 200 votes. It was pretty close. I didn't know if I wanted to do my finish Stars and Stripes. Let me find that for you. This is the pattern with Thy Needle and Thread. I didn't know if I wanted to make it into a pillow or a pouch. And the majority was to make it into a pouch. So here it is. I love how it came out. So thank you for voting, if you voted. I did this on 28 count Witchelt, and it was, ooh, I forgot the color. The details are on my Instagram, but I did it 1/1 with the called for, with some substitutions, floss. And I didn't really care for this linen, so I used a good bit of it to finish the pouch and make it entirely out of the linen, which I really like, because this linen is so stiff that it just kind of lends well to a pouch. And then I just put some jute to hang it. And during the 4th of July, probably this month and through the summer, I'm going to tea dye some stars fabric that I have, blue and white, and stuff it in there, and maybe put some cotton sprigs in there with it. So that is my next FFO. And then I have one last FFO to share with you, and this is to commemorate my houseplant venture. This is from Primrose Cottage Plant Grow Bloom, and I used different called for, I didn't use the called for anything. So this is, I used 25 count Lori Holt Pebble fabric and DMC thread. I'll share with you my colors if you're interested. And then I just put a, filled it with, it's all filled with walnut shells. I use lizard litter from the pet store. A covered button and a bow, and on the back I just have some Lori Holt fabric that I thought matched well with it, and it's super cute. I just love it. And this sits in my tier tray. So my it came out 4x4 using the approximately 4x4 using the 25 count Pebble Lugana by Lori Holt. These are my colors. I'm gonna leave it up here so you can take a screenshot of it if you'd like. And I didn't do the border, as you could tell, and I just used one green instead of two. And for the pink I substituted a peach color, and then the words are ecru. So let's see, for FFOs, I think that is it. Yes. All right, now I'm going to move into my WIPs. So when we went to visit some family, that's where I started to learn about the house plants. And my mother-in-law started this quilt a long time ago, probably the 90s. The fabric looks like the 90s, and she used a pack of, looks like what they now call the charm pack or whatever, and this is the pattern, what it would look like. Not sure that I'm going to finish it like this. And since she started it and I'm going to finish it, I'm considering it a new WIP. But these are the center. These are the center blossoms. And so they're all cut out. I don't know how she did it so nice and neat. They are like flawless. And the tulips look like this. So you could tell that's pretty 90s fabric right there. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm not sure that I'll make it a quilt. I might do, now this would be an applique quilt. So, I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know. I was thinking maybe a table runner something small. I don't have a lot of room in my craft room to lay out large quilts. So, and then my next WIP that I started yesterday, it was actually a new start, so I don't have much done on this. I downloaded this from Etsy, and it's called Bloom with Grace. It was a PDF, and it's by LaserArts Designs, and I'm not doing the flowers. I'm just going to do this square part in the middle that says Bloom with Grace, just the words. And I've only got a little bit done so far. I'm doing this on 22 count white Aida with a DMC $37.99. So it's like a dark gray. And then this is my floss bling that I have. I made myself. This is a segment of a Blackbird Designs, you might recognize it, called B-Skep, that I made a bling with. Even with just one thread, you still need some bling. Okay, so that is one of my WIPs. It's going to be about 7 to 8 inches square, and that's going to be another pillow that I'll add to my tier tray. And I'm going to show you my tier tray in a minute, but I'm going to add to this. All right, my next WIP is the Prim Stitch series by Lori Holt. And Lorraine from Jersey Shore Stitcher, I saw hers on Instagram, and it's really pretty. Let me take it out of the Q-snap. I am doing this with entirely everything called for. 25 count Prim by Lori Holt with all the R floss that's called for. I finished 2 or 3 blocks since I saw you last, or I'm almost done with the 3rd block, I should say. So this is coming along really well. I think I'm going to finish this before the end of the year. I had planned on 1 block per month, but since we had a long car ride on vacation, I was able to finish almost 2 whole blocks. So let me give you a close-up. It is so fun to work on. I'm really enjoying this. So that is the Prim Stitch series. And then, let's see, I have one more WIP to share with you. And it's the Berry Bowl Sampler. So this is a collaboration by Heartstring Samplery and the Scarlet House. And Roberta from the Sable Stitchers is also working on this. And I am almost done with the first half. And this is it. I'm working on this side right here, and I just have this one motif left to go. I'm working on this motif and then this one, and I'll be done with this half. I am doing it on 2 separate linens, but this is my progress so far. I'm saving what I'm going to write in here. I'm not going to do what is called for in that. I'm going to do something else. But I am using most of the called for threads. I've had to substitute some. And this is on 40 count Angel Hair, I believe by Weeks Dye Works. And the other half, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this, which is 40 count Dusty Pink. So I think if my pinks will show on that, I'm going to use that. All right, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. That was my last WIP to show you. All right, next I want to show you some collection additions. Ooh, that sun is coming through. All right, so the pre-cut layer cake that I made the quilt out of, I want to share with you. And it's called Springtime by My Mind's Eye. This is what I have left of it. So I used almost all of it, not quite, by Riley Blake. Let's see, what else do I have to show you? Oh, I found this. This was an end of bolt cut. There was a seller on Etsy called FoxFarmhouseQuilting. FoxFarmhouseQuilting. This is called Local Honey Raspberry Bumble, and it's fabric by Heather Bailey for Figo, or Figo, F-I-G-O. I fell in love with this. I got 2 fat quarters to make a project bag. Isn't that so cool? I love that. So it's a large fat quarter, or it's a fat quarter. It'll be a large project bag. So I have 2 of these. I'm going to use one for the front, one for the back. I'm not sure about the lining yet, but I love the selvage on this. I think I might incorporate that selvage on the zipper pull. I like to do that if they have pretty selvage edges. All right, so that was, now, okay, I was in Michael's. I don't remember what I was in there for, but they had at their like dollar spot these, and I thought, I got 3. I thought these would be so cute to put bee finishes in this summer. So I got 3 of these. How cute is that? They hang, they have a jute hanger or a, you know, one of those metal things on the back with the teeth. So I thought that would be really cool. And then also in the dollar spot, I got 16 of these wood circles. They're 4 inches. They're pretty thin. There's 16 of them in here, and I thought that would be good to have on hand if I want to make pin cushions or put bottoms on like a pin drum, or you know, stitching with the Housewives roundabouts. I don't know. I thought they'd just be handy to have on in my collection to grab from. All right. Oh, also, also at Michael's, they had all their spring wood pieces with the picks on sale, 50% off. So I picked up some of those. I didn't pull those all out to show you, but I did pull out this pink bicycle, and I stuck it in one of my jelly rolls so it'll stand up. But I thought that was super cute. I'm a sucker for bicycles and anything pink. And I display my jelly rolls on these little cake stands that I got from, or cupcake stands from Hobby Lobby. And it sits on my shelf right over here in that blank spot. I took it down to show you. But these were also 50% off, so I thought that would be super cute as a display. All right. All right, so now I'm going to get into a couple charts that I want to share with you. So I was so thankful that Brenda from, she's, I want to get her name right. Where is it? Yes, Brenda the Sampler Stitcher on Instagram. You all know her. From Brenda and the Serial Starter Flosstube channel. I picked this up, and she mentioned that there is a correction to one of the charts in here. And and she gave the site to go print it out. It's called Geary Family Homestead, and Geary Family Homestead. I hope you can read my writing, and that's the website down there. A lot of you probably already know this, but this was new to me. And it's the Kindred Spirits chart. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah. It's this one right here that has the correction. So, thank you, Brenda. I don't think she watches. She probably doesn't even know I exist, but that's okay. I want to thank her anyway, because that was a huge help. That this one end of the chart was cut off in the book. So the correction is actually the last bit of that chart. So you would be missing that if I would be missing that if she didn't mention. All right, let's see what else. Though he seemeth sleeping. Let me find that chart. Oh my goodness. So this I saw on Liz from Antique Needleworkers. She said she saw this and like had to buy it right away because of the verse on it. And so I paused them and went to Etsy and downloaded. Can I tell you, instant PDF download is so fun, so dangerous sometimes. So this is Lucy Beam, 11 Stitches, Though He Seemeth Sleeping. And I fell in love with this. The verse on it says, I'll hold it out while I read it. Dark the night and wild the wave, Christ the boat is keeping. Trust in him and have no fear, though he seemeth sleeping. I love this. So it almost brings me to tears just reading that. So thank you, Liz, for mentioning that. She doesn't watch me either, I'm sure. All right, Merritt Crawford. So Just Because. She is a new designer. I know I'm late to the party on this. A lot of you have already mentioned this, but her stitching is called Souvenir Stitches, and I contacted her after watching her Flosstube, and she mailed me paper charts. So I just love these. I hope she's got more to come. Again, the bicycle, just love it. What else? Hello from Liz Matthews, My Home in the Garden. Liz Matthews is a new favorite of mine. Lauren, the New Hampshire Stitcher, she showed hers, and she's working on hers. And I commented on her Instagram. She also has a Flosstube that she made me buy this. So this is a really pretty chart. Again, instant PDF download. And then the other hello from Liz Matthews I saw from, I get Treehouse Fiber Arts newsletter, the Garden Side Sampler and Tree. I haven't tried the tree yet, but I love this because it's got stitching motifs in there. So, went and downloaded that. Oh, okay. And then I got a needle minder to add to my collection of needle minders. And it goes with the floss bling that I made. And this came from Lollie&Grace on Etsy. I love those Pyrex mixing bowls. All right, and then I happened to get the Floss Frenzy Club from Fat Quarter Shop Weeks Dye Works, and this is the April Club. So I wanted to share that because I just got that in the mail. And then I got some finishing items that I want to share with you. This is from HomespunElegance on Etsy, and they're tiny little scissor charms. They are very affordable, and they would be really cute for some finishes. And then the other finishes I got were from LadyDotCreates on Etsy. I got the Polar Ice Velveteen and the Trim to Match. I was trying to think of some of the finishes that I'll be doing with some new charts that I purchased. Sea Glass, that's a pretty one. And then Dahlia, I like that. So these would go with, I had in mind some of this new Stacy Nash market releases. And then, let's see, I joined the Grace Notes Fabric of the Month Club. And I wanted to show you, this is the April Club. I was really happy with it. I joined the Fat Quarter Neutrals, 36 count, and this is Frosted Lemonade. That's more of a good representation of it right there. So I love it. Her customer service is great. I love the feel of the linen. And she sent some information I thought I'd share with you about a retreat she has in Pennsylvania, Branningsville, Pennsylvania, in August. I don't know if you're interested in that. I don't live in Pennsylvania. I live in the southeast, in North Georgia. But the designer, the special trunk show is going to be Grace Notes Fabrics, Black Cat Stitcher, Brendel's Boutique, JBW Designs, Works by ABC, Sister Loose Stitches, and Mindful Needle Designs. So I thought I'd share that information with you. Grace Notes Fabrics. I'm really happy with that. I know Two Needles Pulling Thread talks a lot about them, which is where I found out about it. And I messaged Kathy Walker and I was like, do you like it? You know, tell me a little bit about it. She said, I think you're really going to like it. And she was right. All right. And then I reserved my spot for the new Stitching with the Housewives Club called Monthly Weigh-In. It calls for the Charles Craft tea-dyed effect, I guess, and they're out of stock. She mentioned, Kimberly Jolly mentioned on her last, or one of her Stitchy Talks about linen, and she mentioned, I don't remember exactly the colors. I think she said lamb's wool was pretty close to French latte, or latte. She said if you're looking for a soft witchelt, and go to that Flosstube to see what she said exactly. But she said Country French is soft, is a soft witchelt. That finish that I did my Stars and Stripes on is a witchelt, but it's very stiff. So this, I got 12 pieces from 123 Stitch in the size needed to do those monthly weigh-ins. And let's see. So it's very neutral, very basic. This is a pretty good representation of it. And I used, I went and just tea-dyed it, and it came out really, really well. I think you could see that tea dye in there. So what I did, I've shown you this before, so that when I only did one piece of this. This is, excuse me, this is my reference card catalog. And on here, I put the method that I do projects on, and I write it on an index card and I put it in here. So any project that I know I won't go back to for a while, I want to refer back and see how I did it. So I put the tea bags that I used here. I stapled it to the back of the card, and then the method that I used to tea dye, which if you're interested, it's 3 tea bags in 1 cup of boiled water, and you use black tea. And then I just use the hot tea bags to dab onto the fabric. And then I hung it to dry, and then I put it in the dryer on low for 5 minutes just to finish it off. So I have the instructions and my method for next time. So I wanted to share that with you. If you're looking for something that's in stock, I think I didn't check today if 123 Stitch has more of this, but I got the 13 by 18 size. I've got 12 for all 12 months. All right, and then I want to show you some more charts before I get into some linen additions that I've added to my collection. So I showed you the Plant Grow Bloom. Again, PDF download. I think all the rest of these are PDF downloads. I got Tulip Trail from Stitching with the Housewives. Let's Go Ride a Bike. I just downloaded this morning. Lila Studios has a new chart out called Miss B's Apiary. I fell in love with this. I've begun to realize that the samplers that I have hung on my wall, for the most part, have alphabets in them. So I think I've got 4. I'm gonna be starting an alphabet wall, I guess. And then this is Let's Go Ride a Bike Pumpkin Patch. I've got Flower Market, Stitching with the Housewives. Oh Hello Spring, Back Up the Truck series. And Proud to Be an American. And then I downloaded this from Puntini, When I Think of Stitching. So I have a tiered tray up in my craft room right over here. You may have seen it in my last Flosstube. I did an extra of my craft room, a tour. And I have a tiered tray with some stitching accessories that I've begun. So that appealed to me to add to my tier tray, as well as Luminous Fiber Arts So Tweet, Savor Every Stitch. She's also a new designer that I haven't tried yet. All right, and then I downloaded the Humble Stitcher Early Style Needlework Inspired by America's Past, the Humble Stitcher 4th of July sampler. Super cute. If you're looking for some patriotic stitching, you can download this. And then this has been on my wish list on Etsy for a long time. So I went ahead and printed it because I'm doing a lot of deer for my winter decor. Do you see what I see? And this is one of my favorite Christmas carols. And I just love that. Very simple, primitive. We don't get a lot of snow here in Georgia, so I do deer. I get deer everywhere in my yard, and so deer make more sense than snowmen. All right, let's see what else. I have some Lori Holt. I have really stitching on that Prim Stitch series using that 25 Prim Lugana. I think this is one of my favorite fabrics. So I got it in a couple of different colors in 25 count vintage cloth. This is Heritage, Farmhouse. This is a more of a creamy, almost a peachy color. Barley. And Pebble. That's what I used on my little pillow from Primrose Cottage that I made. This is a pretty good contender if you're looking for something other than charcoal black. I'm pretty sure, you know, it's got a little bit of brown or grayish to it, but I think it's a pretty good contender for if you want to do a chalkboard finish. All right, what else? And then I want to show you really quick tier tray decor. So I've been, let me grab it. I researched like how do you like create some continuity in your tier tray if you have different pieces. So one way to do that, and a lot of you probably recognize this, this is a mini to that giant tier tray. So this matches, and I put it on my kitchen table. So what is recommended is to put greenery in your tier tray, and that unifies it. And so I've just been like looking on Pinterest and stuff. So this is where my my pillows are gonna go, my plant pillows. This one I put right in the top here. Something like that. Anyway, you get the idea. And then also on my coffee table, when I was on vacation, I saw these plates. I'm a Pioneer Woman fanatic. And I found these cute plates. Oh my goodness. I died when I saw them. So I grabbed 4. I like to keep my table set with charger, dinner plate, and just however many layers I can. I thought this would be cute for the patriotic season, the red, white, and blue. So I've had these plates from Pioneer Woman. And then I've had, so these go really cute on top of that. And then I put the whole thing on one of the plastic charger plates. This is like a wood, faux wood finish. So for red, white, and blue, I thought it would be really cute to display at each table, at each chair. I would have this table setting with my tier tray in the middle. I just wanted to share that with you because I was excited about those plates. All right, so let's see. I have something new that I'm doing. And I got this, I don't know if Lauren from the New Hampshire Stitcher, if she mentioned this, if she's reading or listening to books. I know a lot of you are listening to audiobooks. So I've really been enjoying them. So my first one that I've been listening to is a house plants book from Jeffrey Smith, and I have learned a lot. That's a short one. I think it was $3.99 to download it. And then the other one that I'm listening to is a Bronte Sisters trilogy. Emma Bronte and, oh, I forgot the other sister's name. But anyway, the books are Jane Eyre, Agnes Grey, and Wuthering Heights. So I'm enjoying that. And then I also downloaded I'm starting the series, Little House on the Prairie books. The first one is Little House in the Big Woods. And I'm listening to that. I'm really enjoying that. So let's see. So my segment that I've had in the past that I'm going to continue is something old and something helpful. So let me start out with something helpful. Let me grab one of my stitching pieces and share. I'll let this be, pretend this is one of my stitching pieces. So I don't know, I've mentioned this way back when my mom and I first introduced ourselves. I'm a personal trainer. In fact, my excuse me, I don't practice personal training anymore, but I tend to get forward head posture, low back pain, shoulder pain from stitching, and maybe some of you do too. I was listening to a podcast. I wish I can remember the podcast, but they were talking about posture for stitchers and how you should be situated in your chair. So you need good back support, and you need to keep your, so for those of you who have forward head posture, that comes from driving, from looking at our cell phones, from looking at our stitching. So your ear and your shoulders should line up, and your cheekbone and your collarbone should line up. So if you could be mindful of that, that will eliminate some of the pain. But the way you should hold your stitching, so sitting in your chair with your lower back supported, your arm should be at a 45-degree angle. We tend to tense up like this, so we want to make sure our shoulders are relaxed. And anatomy is my jam, guys. Some of you may not be interested in this at all, but I thought I'd share it. So right angle, and you shouldn't be this close up or this, right angle in the arms. So I learned that and thought I'd pass it on. And then something old that I wanted to share with you are these fabric frames that have old pictures in them. When I was little, my mom and dad had a business, and they made fabric frames. It was called All Occasion Frames, and that's a picture of me right here and my sister. Check out that wallpaper and that carpet. We had a beautiful home. It was so on trend for the 70s and 80s. And then the easel on the back. So I just wanted to share that with you. Here's another one with different fabrics put together. These are my grandparents and all the grandchildren except for maybe just a couple that weren't born yet. That's me right there. I just get a kick out of my older cousins with the cowboy hats. Let's see. Yeah, I think my little sister is not in that picture because she wasn't born yet. But here's another, the easel on the back. But look at those fabrics. Those pretty calicos. So I just wanted to share those with you. Let's see. So, all right, lastly, this is my special announcement. So today I'm wearing a shirt that's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It says love them both. And then in between it says support mothers and love preborn babies. So I work for a nonprofit, a faith-based nonprofit in North Georgia, and it's called the Pregnancy Center. We used to be called North Georgia Pregnancy and Family Resource Center, but we had to change our name because of another organization that was very similar named. But we are a resource center for families in North Georgia. where pregnancy centers, this is going to be maybe controversial for some of you. So if you don't want to hear it, it's okay. No judgment. You can go on to the next Flosstube, because this is my last segment that I want to talk about. Because this is my special message. I have a special opportunity that I want to share with you. Because pregnancy centers have gotten a bad name, and it's because of they don't really understand what pregnancy centers do. We live where our center is in the North Georgia mountains. I am the director of client services there, and I see lots of different scenarios. We're there to support the mom, the dad. If you want to read about what I do there, I'm going to put a link, because we're doing a Walk for Life. This is the shirt that I'm wearing for my Walk for Life. We are non-judgmental, non-condemning. Our tagline is we give tangible help and spiritual hope. When a woman walks into the pregnancy center and she doesn't, she might be scared, we get lots of different scenarios. We give them all of their options and let them make the decision. So we are supporting them no matter what their decision is. Yes, faith-based, we are pro-life, but we don't push or we're not deceptive. We just give the facts, the pros and cons to their three options, which are parenting, abortion, and making an adoption plan. So we've started 2 new programs. One is a fatherhood program, which has been taking off. Fathers are so important to families. And we've started an abortion healing program. So if a woman leaves and decides to get an abortion, she will maybe come back and we work with her on healing. There's a lot more to that, and you can read all about that on my page that I'll put down below. But if you're interested in sponsoring me for my Walk for Life, go to the link, and anybody can come in there. We don't say you have to believe what we believe to receive all of our free services. All of our services are free and confidential. So, if you live in the area and you want to come visit, I would love to give you a tour. I can't say really more about what I do there. There's no words to a lot of it. So, please, go to the link and just read my bio. I would love for you to do that. Even if you don't want to sponsor me, totally fine, no obligation, no pressure. So that's all I have for you, and thank you for joining me. I hope to be back soon, maybe with my mom, if she has some projects to share, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Happy stitching.